Hi, my name's Emma Bell and I want to share with you the one thing you must do if you want to be at your best in every situation. Do you often think of all of the things you should have said after the event? Are you self-critical? Do you fret about what others might think of you? Do you get anxious about difficult conversations? If the answer to any of those is yes, then here's the one thing you must do to be at your best in every situation. That one thing is to exercise conscious choice. Bad things will happen, people will misbehave, you will fail sometimes, but it's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it that will determine whether you are at your best or your worst in those situations. If you ever hear yourself saying things like, he made me feel angry, or she drives me mad, then you're working on the assumption that other people can make you feel a certain way. Yes, I know it's true, other people can make you feel a certain way, but only if you let them. Let me explain what I mean. Imagine you're at a team meeting and your boss cuts you off as you're making what you think is a useful contribution. Your instinct is to feel humiliated and angry. You might tell a colleague later that your boss made you feel humiliated. But let's look at the model introduced by psychologist Albert Ellis. Ellis's fundamental point was that the way people feel is largely influenced by how they think. Let's look at the ABC model. If A is for the activating event, the thing that happens, B is the belief that you have about the event, and C is the consequence, i.e. how you feel in response to your belief about the event. A doesn't cause C, B causes C. It's what you believe about what has happened that creates your reaction to it. If you develop the habit of consciously choosing how you respond to the other person's behaviour, you hold on to the power to influence the outcome constructively. Let's go back to the team meeting when your boss cut you off. You felt angry and humiliated because, well, you probably believed that he or she shouldn't have spoken to you like that in front of the rest of the team. It was disrespectful, and you might well be right about that. But thinking that way will probably make you surly and unwilling to contribute, and that's going to reflect badly on you, not your boss. Instead, what you could do is to consciously choose to change your perspective. You could start by crediting your team colleagues with knowing that your contributions are normally useful, normally meaningful, and to see for themselves that what happened was unfair to you. You could also choose to get curious about what's going on for your boss that made him or her behave in that way, especially if it's out of character for them. That will enable you to be the best in this situation, to keep listening and engaging, and to be calm when you raise the issue with your boss later. Knowing that you can choose how to respond and that others only have the power to make you feel a certain way if you let them, empowers you to be at your best in every situation. If you like this tip, then you'll love my new book, The True You. You can get your copy now by clicking the link in this email. I'll be back in a couple of days with my last video in this series, the 2 things that you can do right now that will transform your relationships. Until then, connect with who you truly are so that you can be successful and happy on your own terms.